Brought to you by Penguin.
Julia's War by Rosie Meddon. Read by Julia Franklin. Chapter 1. Slipscombe Sands, North Devon, England, October 1939. Mum? Mum! Where are you? Perched on the step stool she used to reach the top shelf of the pantry, Julia Nance replaced the tin of evaporated milk and paused to listen. Quite why, at the age of 17, her stepdaughter couldn't take the extra few steps through from the kitchen and talk to her face to face, she would never understand. Constantly having to remind her not to bawl from another room was infuriating. "What do you want?" she called back, nonetheless. While she listened for Elowen's reply, she cast her eyes along the shelf. Would 4 tins of peas last them until next week, or should she get some more? She had plenty of broad beans, but her current guests, the Plumley sisters, declined to eat them on the grounds they gave rise to what they termed undesirable side effects. Rather than risk running out, she reached for a notepad and wrote 4 large tins marrowfat peas. "He's out there again." "Who is?" She didn't know why she was wasting her breath asking. There was only one person who came over the field and down the path to loiter, furtively, until she gave in and went out to see what he wanted. And that was Pasco, elder brother of her late husband, Jago. To be fair, since she'd taken him to task over it, again, he had at least stopped strolling in through the back porch whenever he felt like it. He might now tug his forelock every time, instead, and mutter some nonsense about not wanting to alarm the good lady's guests. But at least he had the grace to wait outside. "Pasco, of course." Julia climbed down from her step. "That's Uncle Pasco to you, and for goodness sake, if you've got something to tell me, stop yelling and come and find me." If forced to say who would send her to an early grave first, her brother-in-law or her stepdaughter, it'd be a close-run thing. At times, both were too forward for their own good. Uncle Trouble, more like. Elowen arrived to lean in the doorway and observe. "Yes, far too forward. Look, love," Julia said wearily, "I've asked you before to show your uncle some respect." "You're the one always saying what a nuisance he is. I'm only calling him as you do." Her step-stool folded and stacked neatly in the corner, Julia ushered her stepdaughter back through the door. And as I'm forever telling you, when you're 21 and an adult, you'll be free to speak as you choose, and stomach the consequences. Until then, a mite less impudence wouldn't go amiss. "Well, anyway," Elowen continued, "from the way he was beckoning, I'd say, 'Uncle Pasco wants a word with you.'" Doubtless he did. Doubtless he was after something, too. Much like the rest of the Nance family. Apart from Jago, the one noble soul among a family of petty villains. The man was forever on the scrounge and as slippery as an eel. Remembering the task she'd given Elowen half an hour previously, she said, "Have you finished sorting out the shelves in the scullery? And under the kitchen sink?" "I have. Properly, of course. Checked everything against the list I gave you. Brillo pads, Vim, Dettol, beeswax. Didn't miss anything?" Elowen shook her head. "I did exactly as you said, even though I can't see the point. I mean, one minute you're cursing this war for costing us our guests, and yet here we are this morning making shopping lists as though it's the height of summer and we're packed to the rafters." If only that were the case. "Look, love." While she didn't want to alarm the girl, neither should she shelter her from the truth. If you'd gone through the last war as I did, you'd understand what it's like to suffer shortages.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?